Today, we have invited Dr. Sanjay Singh to take us along on his journey as an entrepreneur so other budding entrepreneurs can learn from his experience. Sanjay is a partner in a software company called CTS. CTS is the largest privately held company in Alabama. Sanjay also teaches on a part-time basis at UAB in the School of Business. Sanjay, good morning.
Good morning, Kusum.
Welcome.
Thanks for inviting me.
Sure. So, you came to this country to pursue higher education in mid-80s.
That is true.
Share with us when and where you were exposed to entrepreneurship.
So, I came in 1985 and I was at Georgia College. I was doing my MBA. Mm-hmm. And while I was doing my MBA, I got a chance to do a lot of teaching and training in a continuing education programs, which was outside the school. Mm-hmm. Now, that's when I realized that there's so much that can be done if you have the passion to pursue what you want to do. And I always loved being around people. I always felt like I was a good teacher. So when I started doing my PhD, my entire PhD was paid for by consulting work that I used to do with my major professors. Mm-hmm. So I used to do consulting for IBM, Deloitte, Deutsche Telekom, Bell South. Mm-hmm. So when I was looking for a job, once I finished my PhD, I wanted to come and join a university where, while being a teacher, I could still pursue. At that time, I didn't realize, I tell people I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I didn't set out to be an entrepreneur, mm-hmm. but to be connected with the industry and the practical world, because in academia, you get so caught up in just academic work and research and publication mm-hmm. that you forget that there is an application for what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Dora and I came to Birmingham in 93 for my interview. Mm-hmm. And as we were driving in to Birmingham, I told her, this is the place. So if they offer a job, we are coming here.
I see.
And during the interview process, I realized that there was a lot of opportunity in Birmingham. I was in the dean's office. I still remember looking outside his window, seeing all these great companies located downtown that you can see from the office. Mm-hmm. UAB is located just in the heart of Birmingham. Rarely do you see a university of this size and stature so interconnected with the industry. So once I was in Birmingham, I was at UAB. It was just a matter of time to network with people and students. I teach in the evening MBA program, mm-hmm. and all our students are working for all these large companies. Mm-hmm. So again, it was just a matter of time. Then they started asking me for some help, some advice. Through my classroom, I met my current partner, who's also CEO of CTS, Larry Lilly, and we joined together in '96. I officially joined CTS in '98. Mm-hmm. We got our first project with Alabama Power, fall of '98. And as they said, the rest is history.
I see.
The key is, as I tell people, that I'm an accidental entrepreneur, mm-hmm. but I just kept pursuing what was my passion, and that is to be connected with the industry.
Right. How did the business get financed, and when did it become profitable?
Well, the financing was done by our wives. We are 4 guys who were partners at that time. There are 3 of us now.
Yeah.
And we all had jobs, mm-hmm. other jobs. My other 3 partners had quit their job and they come to Birmingham. Mm-hmm. So while I was teaching at UAB, at least I had a salary from UAB. Mm-hmm. My other partners did not. But all our spouses were working. And so it was very important that they did that. And that's why the support system comes into play, which is so important. Mm-hmm. None of us took any salary for the first 3 to 5 years. My partners were taking very basic minimum, just a token of appreciation rather than a salary.
I see.
And what we were doing was we were reinvesting all our profits back into the business. Mm-hmm. Starting in 2003 to 2004, mm-hmm. We became nominally profitable and with normal profits.
Okay. How many employees do you have now?
Boy, as of last week, we were approaching about 160 full-time employees.
Wow, that's remarkable.
Thank you. And that does not include any part-time help. That does not include any contractors that we have.
Okay.
So we started with 2 employees in 1998, mm-hmm. and now we're close to 160 in 2010.
Wonderful. What is your most influential business strategy, marketing strategy?
People ask, when you're a small company and as you're growing, mm-hmm. You always have to define yourself.
Right.
Because most of our clients are very large companies. Mm-hmm. And, they see all kinds of vendors. Mm-hmm. So if they're going to do business with you, you have to have a differentiating strategy. Mm-hmm. So very early on, we realized we cannot be everything to everybody. So we started focusing on client-server technologies from a technical perspective. Things in which larger vendors cannot say they have had 20 years worth of experience.
Right.
Number one. So these are new technologies, R&D based, proof of concepts, that bigger companies were looking for small, young, innovative vendors to help them navigate the course. As we kept growing, our clients started pushing us in new direction. And pretty soon, in 4 to 5 years, our clients were not approaching us about technology, they were approaching us about business solutions. So they would come to us and say, we have a business problem.
I see.
Can you help us solve that? And invariably, our solution included technology. So that was the second evolution. The third evolution, as you saw the rise of offshore companies, people were all saying, hey, do you have an offshore arm? Are you guys doing anything offshore? I know that was a big struggle from 2000, 2005. We were caught in this message. What is our message? Are we an onshore company? Are we an offshore company? Or can we do everything locally? We have to do globally. And by 2005, we realized we are going to be a local company. In other sense that if you are doing large scale projects, there is so much work that has to be done on site. So now we are not an offshore company. We are not the large IT consulting companies. We are right in the middle, whether you're talking about a billing and rate perspective and an expertise perspective. So where we play the best is large complex project that needs on the ground, on-site resources to manage the project, to do intense requirements, to do quality assurance. And most importantly, what has endeared us to our clients is we do many of our projects on a fixed cost basis. So we do not do T&M.
Okay. So all the restrictions on visas and things like that do not impact you on a big way?
Not at all. So if you look at our company, out of 160 employees, we have 8 or 10 employees on H-1B visas. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a time we used to have a lot of H-1B employees. We are very big supporters of internship programs from UAB and many of the other universities, University of South Alabama. But over the years, as we start going after our niche, most of our employees are already, most of our employees are already either green card holders, US citizens, or they're coming to us with an H-1B visa.
Okay. Tell me about your recruitment process.
We are simply not producing enough number of employees from the universities. We realized that the only way we can get ahead in this battle and this game is to have a very in-depth recruiting processes on the campus. So I saw that when I was at the University of Georgia, the practices employed by IBM, Accenture, how they recruited on a very large scale and very focused scale. So we have employed principals that have learned from large IT companies, accounting firms, and law firms. And now we have built very deep relationships with 12 universities in the South, all the major campuses in Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, and Mississippi.
I see.
And we start tracking students from the time they declare computer science, engineering, or IS a major. And we just woo them and we bring them. And don't get me wrong, it's not a very easy process to get a job at CTS.
Right.
It's very intense, it's very difficult. But if you stay with these kids for 2 years before they graduate, they come to view you as somebody who's truly interested in them. So that has become our key competitive advantage. And then recruitment is just the first step.
Right.
Then we also have, if you come to CTS at all, one of these days, you'll see you're walking to a university. So it's a complete open environment. We are very big believers in education, so which helps in the retention process. So recruitment, training, and retaining.
Okay.
Wonderful. So HR is our key component.
Okay, wonderful. Who are the outsiders who helped you a lot, who have impacted you a lot from the starting point even to this day?
We were very fortunate very early on that people saw our sincerity. So there are few groups of individuals that really went out of the way to ensure that we got the right advice at the right time. First of all, many of the major area CIOs of very large companies, many of them associated with UAB, who realized we were trying to do something different. So somebody has to give you a break. Right. So they had the belief that these guys are doing something right. Let us give them one break to see what they do. So you definitely had the influence of those people. Secondly, we had the influence of people like Susan Matlock. I first met Susan when I came in 1993. And early on, I realized that she truly believed in entrepreneurs who are the economic engines of any area. And even at that time, she was the director of Entrepreneurial Center. OADI was not there, Innovation Depot was not there, but her door was always open. You could always go to her and say, Susan, I need to get to meet these people. Susan, I need this advice. So even though she had nothing to do with CTS, she had nothing to do with Innovation Depot, she was very free and welcoming with her advice.
Okay.
And that mentorship has stayed with me throughout, even today. And then the third was companies like Alabama Power, Regions, Protective, Blue Cross, large companies locally in Birmingham who fundamentally believe in mentoring young vendors like us.
I see.
Because when you're dealing with large companies, the contractual processes that you have to go through, the legal rules and regulations, the security audit is just mind-boggling. And if they're not willing to invest time in you to help you grow, you will never go to the next step. So these are the three larger groups of people that have been very influential. And there are many other, but these are the people that comes to my mind.
Okay. Who are your large customers?
Our two largest customers are right now Alabama Power and the whole Southern Company.
Okay.
In fact, it's so funny you ask that question. The very first project we started is still continuing 12 years later.
I see.
So, that just goes to show you the evolution of technology and evolution of business processes never stops. So just because you build a system, that doesn't mean that there is a finite end to it. So the Southern Company as a whole, Regions Bank, Health South, BBVA Compass, then we have locally also we have Blue Cross. And now we have a number of other clients, very large Fortune 100, 500 clients in Atlanta, like GE. And nationally, we have become very well known in energy and utility in the nuclear industry.
Okay.
Nuclear is making renaissance right now. One of the projects we have done for Southern Company, we manage access authorization, badging, psychological profile for all the nuclear power plants. So now Southern Company has given us the right to sell that software to other nuclear operators.
I see.
So we just acquired Duke Energy as our client, South Carolina nuclear operators as a client, and we just signed a deal with TVA.
Oh, wonderful. What are the 3 pieces of advice that you can give to budding entrepreneurs?
The thing that I've learned the most, and this is the number one thing, that you have to have a passion. You cannot just start a business for the sake of money or because it is cool or because somebody else has told you. That if you're going to be successful, people want to be associated with you because of your passion. Second lesson we learned, that you have to have a great support system. So we would not be here if it was not for our family. Whether it's our spouses, my mother-in-law, relatives, friends who believe in you and who are willing to do whatever it takes for you to go to the next step. Third thing is you have to have intense networking. If people are not out there, how are people going to know who you are? So you cannot be shy. One of the things I see in many of the entrepreneurs, particularly in technology-related entrepreneurs, people are shy. You have to go ask for help. And what you'll find is that just by the act of asking, how many people are going to step forward to help you. There are many others, but in my opinion, those are the 3 most important things.
Wonderful. Those are the best pieces of advice I can think of.
Thank you.
I'm sure our readers will appreciate it very, very much.
I hope so.
Thank you for stopping by. And it was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for us to learn about your entrepreneurial experience.
In closing, I would want to say good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're starting Pravasi Herald. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And I hope you have continued success and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thanks.